Enumerations are pretty flippin' sweet. They're descriptive, they enforce type safety, and they allow you to group constant values together. And that last bit makes enumerations an outstanding tool for keeping your project's architecture clean at scale. Sprinkle a little extension method fairy dust on top, and enumerations can safely represent any litany of values you need them to. First, for folks who may not be in the know, enumerations in C# are a user-defined type where you provide a list of values called enumeration constants. These enumeration constants cannot have spaces and cannot start with a number. The enumerations you declare can only ever equal the constants you provided. Once you've provided some enumeration constants to your enumeration, you can assign them to variables of that enumeration type by using the enumeration type name dot the enumeration constant. The main benefit of using enumerations is that they make data easier for our brains to understand. If I have a bunch of items in my game, rather than referring to each one by a numerical ID of some sort, I can just use an enumeration and take the guesswork out. But if I needed an ID, it's easy enough to get one. Enumerations come with two built-in data conversions that give them a little extra oomph. One is being able to cast enumerations to an integer. Every enumeration constant is given an integer representation behind the scenes when you add it to the enumeration. By default, this goes in sequential order starting with 0, but you can force which integer an enumeration constant will cast to by assigning the integer to the enumeration constant in your enumeration declaration. So now you can give whatever items, whatever integer ID you want, and if you need that ID in code, you can just cast the enumeration variable to an integer. The second conversion is the toString method, which, just like other data types with that method, returns a string representation of a variable's stored value, which in this case is the enumeration constant. And that's where a lot of people stop with enumerations, with the built-in functionality. But it's really in expanding on what's there with extension methods that enumerations really shine. Extension methods are a way for a programmer to add methods to types that have already been defined. Let's say we have an enumeration for direction, something that's very valuable to have in a top-down perspective game. These directions come in handy throughout our code, but if we want to use them for velocity calculations or animations, which we will, they'll need to be converted. In times like these, most folks will reach for a helper methods.cs class and add a conversion method. But as your game becomes larger and your project architecture expands, you're going to find that using helper classes for this sort of thing can make things really confusing. What functionality is done within an object class versus the helper class? How do you define that split? Do you have older classes to clean up from before you knew you'd have this problem? Do you make one monolithic helper class, or do you divide it into specific helpers based on domain? Will you even have enough helper methods to make the pattern worth it, or will you be stuck with a helper class that has one single sad method in it? Wouldn't it be great if we could just take our direction variable and slap a .toVector2 on the end of it like we can with toString? Well, with extension methods, we can do just that. Making an extension method is crazy easy. First, you start with a static class. You can name your class whatever you want. You'll never reference this class name in your code. But common convention is to use the type name followed by the word extensions, and I'll adhere to that here. Now, the conversion method. The method body should be easy enough to understand. Just a switch statement that returns a vector2 based on a value, just like many conversion methods. It's really the method's signature I want to draw your attention to. It's public, of course. We want to be able to access it. Static, because we're in a static class and because we'll use this method in a static context. My return type is a vector2 because that's what we're converting to, the method name, and the parameters list. The first parameter of an extension method is preceded by the this keyword, and it represents the variable we are calling the method on so that it can be referenced in the method itself. This parameter will not have to be provided as an argument when we call this method, and if we want this method to take arguments, we just add additional parameters after the first this parameter. What that means is this conversion method with this signature is called like this, without any arguments, because the only parameter supplied in the declaration is the reference parameter. Similarly, if I had an extension method declared with 2 parameters after the this parameter, so 3 parameters total, when I call the extension method, I would provide 2 arguments that correspond to the second and third parameter, respectively. So now in my code, whenever I need to use a direction variable in a velocity calculation, I can just .toVector2 to convert the enumeration on the fly. And that's just scratching the surface. You could have an enumeration that holds all of your stages and use extension methods to convert between short names, long names, acronyms, even descriptions and scene file paths if you didn't want to use a resource to manage that sort of thing. You could also have an enumeration of damage types that uses an extension method to return what defense types block it to do easy hurt checks for yourself. Or we could just extend the directions extensions class further by adding a method that returns the opposite direction. We could even go the other way entirely and make an extension method for vector2, a built-in Godot type, that converts to the nearest direction. Yep, we can extend any pre-existing type, not just the ones we've defined ourselves. The important thing is keeping that conversion functionality scoped to the data type itself to keep your project architecture neat, tidy, and ready for visitors. That's it for today, folks. As always, the pleasure was mine. The best to you and yours, and I look forward to seeing you again.